7:42 to go in the first quarter. Indiana leading by 4. 3:25 to go in the first quarter. Indiana on top by 5.
The bold Louisiana
opening frame from Indiana. 7 points for Andrew Nembhard leading the way. Meanwhile, Harrison Barnes in double figures with 11 from Indiana. 7 points for Andrew Nembhard leading the way. Meanwhile, Harrison Barnes in double figures with 11 for the Spurs.
On the court, that's been his favorite spot since he's been back home. This time it's an unconventional way. Still counts for 3. A little bit of home cooking for Wemby here in front of his friends and family. Because they didn't call that travel, however, they called it on the other end of the floor. But speaking of the other end of the floor, just throw it up. The big fella can go get it wherever you put it.
Second quarter on a 15-3 run.
The big fellas have been going at it. Victor Wembanyama attacking the basket with the strong finish. However, Miles Turner returning the favor for the Pacers.
Halftime presented by Hyundai with Malik and the crew next.
You want about Sunday night? All you gotta do is get in with me. I don't even pay to get in the club. They know I'm a walking.
Target
18 points in the third quarter.
The third quarter belonged to Wembanyama on Thursday. Halliburton making his second trip to France, a memorable one tonight.
What do that mean?
Piece by piece.
Welcome to Prime Time.
The legend of LeBron continues to grow. Jalen Brunson born to play basketball.
This is Saturday Prime Time on ABC.
Piece by piece.
Our NBA Saturday slate continues on ABC. Coming up next, Nuggets, Timberwolves from Target Center in Minneapolis, followed by Celtics and Mavs, and then the nightcap, Lakers and Warriors.
Been the key for the Pacers as they've gotten out racing in transition. Siakam with another finish to push the lead to 16 for his squad.
The NBA on ESPN is presented all season long by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
For the Pacers as they've gotten out racing in transition. Siakam with another finish to push the lead to 16 for his squad.
The NBA on ESPN is presented all season long by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Allowing everyone to run away from the basket as he eyes the left hand after his beautiful work.
It was off of San Antonio. Officials will decide during the break. And Rick Carlisle wants to challenge the previous play. Mar Angela looked like it was off of San Antonio. Officials will decide during the break. 125-97, all Indiana in France. Rematch of last year's epic Western Conference semifinals. That'll be followed by a rematch of last year's NBA Finals, Celtics, Mavs, and then the nightcap, LeBron, Steph. With Malik and the crew next. Welcome back to NBA Saturday, presented by State Farm. Beautiful view of the Arc de Triomphe here in Paris. Let's take a look at our first half stats, brought to you by ESPN Bet, the official sports book of ESPN. Both teams shooting 48% from the floor in that first half, but Indiana leading by 15. They had 14 points off of San Antonio turnovers, 14 second chance points. That's a big reason why we have the disparity on the scoreboard right now. Again, alongside Corey Alexander, I'm Michael Brady. Brian Windhorst joins us as well. Quite the first half for Indiana.
It absolutely was, and more importantly, what they did on the defensive end of the floor, they were able to really rattled the Spurs early to turnovers, and those turnovers oftentimes led to big-time three-point shots. A number of guys getting involved in the action for the Pacers from beyond the arc. We've seen Mather, we see Turner, you see Tyrese Halliburton, but 8 of 18 from beyond the three-point arc at 44%. That's where the Pacers were able to separate themselves from the Spurs.
18 points in the third quarter.
The third quarter belonged to Wembanyama on Thursday. Halliburton making his second trip to France, a memorable one. Each and every one of these players on both these teams for the tremendous show they put on here this week.
Indiana gets the win behind 28 points from Tyrese Halliburton. Victor Wembanyama, 20 points, 12 rebounds himself. Our final score, Indiana 136, the Spurs 98. For Corey Alexander and Brian Windhorst, I'm Michael Grady saying so long from Paris.